This is our VersaCut 60. This will cut up to 7/8 plate. It's a monster.
Yeah, I've cut 7/8 with it, and it does. It's impressive, and it's light too. I mean,
it's only about 45 pounds.
Yeah, you can carry it around. I mean, it'll do everything on your restoration. If you want to do some heavy metal fab, all right there.
If you work on heavy equipment too, I mean, it'll cut whatever you need. Small bridges.
And now that's strictly 240, right?
This is strictly 240. Now all of these units, they only require about 5 to 7 CFM at 60 PSI. The Cut 20 actually runs a little lower on the PSI and the CFM requirements, but that's a great guideline. So you want about a 30-gallon air compressor to power these, and they need to be on a different circuit. You don't want to plug these machines into the same circuit that your air compressor's on, because then that combined draw will be too much and you'll get decreased performance. So when you get this, this is how it will come out of the box. You'll have a torch, a ground clamp, the machine. So the first thing you need to do...
So there's 4 things you hook up in the front.
Yeah. The first thing you want to do is figure out what air fitting you need to match your airline and connect it to the rear of the machine. So this is just our standard quick disconnect fittings that we use here.
So you put that in, which we've already done.
Yep.
Flip it around.
So let's just put air
so Joe can see. And there's just a few connections in the front.
So it's real simple. You have your main torch connection. It's this brass nut here. So now we got our torch connected, we got our pilot arc circuit connected, and we got the torch switch connected. All we got to do is connect our ground clamp. And that's just a simple, it clicks in, and then you turn it 180 degrees till it cinches.
So the entire assembly is what, a minute and a half?
A minute or two. I mean,
and you're ready to cut metal.
Yeah, I mean,
that quick.
We give you some other things like a couple consumables to make sure you got what you need. Keep your plasma cutter working.
Because you will go through some tips and stuff as you.
Yep.
And they're all here. All right, should we try cutting something?
Yeah. So before you cut, you really need to get the Eastwood-designed starter kit, or at the very least, just get yourself some plasma cutting shades with like a shade 5 at least. Get some welding gloves and get a thick welding jacket. You want to make sure you got closed-toe shoes because sparks will fly.
Yes. Make sure there's no paper nearby or.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep all flammable stuff about 35 feet away. So we'll connect our ground clamp.
So what are we going to cut first?
So let's cut some 1/8-inch aluminum first.
Oh yeah, 'cause it'll cut steel and aluminum.
Yep.
So we got some aluminum here.
So let's just,
well here, while he's setting it up, you want to check out, Joe, can you get in and see this plasma cutting table? This is great. See, it has these removable slats. And we can see this here.
Yeah, this is a pretty sturdy table that we sell.
And then you can see there's some slits in it from where, because you can cut, one advantage is that you can cut right on this. So if you're cutting something heavy, most of the stuff we're going to let it fall off. But if you don't want it to, you can cut right here, and then it won't fall off and dent your concrete floor, which is a really nice feature of this. So as they get slid up, you can just turn them around and then put them back down in. Now you can use this side, and then you can buy more of these at Eastwood.
We also sell the kit to replace all of them.
So it's a pretty cool, really cool table.
Now before I start cutting, I'm going to set the machine. I'm going to turn it all the way up to 60 amps since we're going to cut some thicker material here first. And then I'm going to trigger the torch. And what that's going to do, I'm going to check out what air pressure I'm at. So right now I'm at 60 PSI. That's going to be great for this thick material. You know, we're eventually going to cut some 5/8 steel. So this will work well. Let's get the plasma shades on.
Bam! No problem. You're a lefty, huh, Cody?
I am a lefty. So you get a nice clean cut with that aluminum. All you have to do, once you're done, you just want to flip it over, hit it with the file, clean it up real quick.
Very good.
And you're good to go.
Put this in the back.
Now let's try this 1/4 inch. So now when you're cutting large plate, and you want to make sure you have a nice clean cut, one thing you can do is grab a piece of angle iron and use it as a fence. So we're going to set that down here.
Do you need clamps, or is that going to be sturdy enough?
Clamps would help. You typically can get away with something smaller like this without them, but it's great to use.
Nice cut for a lefty.
There we go. Yeah, not bad for a lefty.
Yeah.
So we got a nice clean cut. Now all you got to do, if there's any slag on that backside, you can just take a hammer, knock it off.
But there is like no slag.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Which
nice,
is one really nice thing with plasma cutting. If you have it set up right, and it's hard to set the machine up wrong, really is, you're gonna get no slag at all, pretty much.
And if you are running into issues, the best thing to do is just stop. You know, maybe change out your tips. Make sure you got clean, dry air coming to it, and make sure you have enough air. You know, make sure you're getting 40 to 60 psi at the torch.
Yeah.
And then everything should be good. So, Randy, you want to give it a shot with that 5/8 plate?
I get stuck with the 5. Okay, we'll try the 5/8.
When you get into the thicker stuff, it takes a little more skill.
A little more skill? Is that what you said?
does.
Did you say skill?
Skill.
I like that.
Because you do have to go a bit slower and control your feed. You got that? There you go. Let's get this stuff out of the way.
All right. Joe, I'm a righty. Is that going to screw you up, or do you want me to do it left-handed just to show off? Am I?
You know, I heard you could plasma cut behind your back.
I have done it. So how do you want me to do this, Joe? Am I okay like this, or do you want me to go to the other side? Is this better for you? Like this? Okay. Ready? I'll try to get over here more so I'm...
You know, let me get this out of the way.
Got stuff everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to cut the end off. This is 5/8 plate. We had some stuff we had laying around from a welding video. So here we go. So there it is. A little bit of slag, maybe a little bit of user error. I had it on a little bit of an angle to start, but you hit that with a hammer.
Yeah,
you can tell. I mean, if it gets thicker, you got to move a little bit slower. I got a hammer here, but that's all it takes. Now there's basically no slag on 5/8 plate. Like I said, I mean, I've cut 7/8 with it.
That would have took quite a while with an angle grinder. So we got some 18 gauge here. And the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna show you our plasma cutting guide tape.
Okay,
Yeah, so this stuff's really handy. It's magnetic. It's also self-adhesive if you are cutting aluminum. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a gentle curve in here.
Yeah.
What's nice about this stuff, you can put it on the side of your car.
Yeah.
Say you're gonna cut out this front fender, you can put the tape right along the fender.
And follow the contour of the body.
And now it'll follow
Yeah. Whereas if you were going to do it,
that compound curve.
if you're going to do a straight edge, it's
You're gonna have a really tough time
yeah.
clamping.
Like if you were trying to go anywhere, you couldn't do it. But that just matches the contour.
Just grab a small piece of this. We'll put it on that piece of plate. Let's make this cut. Got our ground still on the table here. We got this supported on the
Cutting
table.
directly on the plasma cutting table we talked about earlier.
Now one thing I like to do, if you're gonna make a cut and you're unsure how it's gonna go, it's good to do a dry runner too. Make sure your cord isn't going somewhere it shouldn't be. Make sure you're not gonna trip. You have good arm movement.
That is smooth. Well, that was smooth.
Yeah. And now that was still at the full 60 amps, and you can
Yeah,
see
we didn't.
the
Yeah,
cut was a little large. You know,
But
you're moving good,
still-
but you get a nice clean finish.
we made no adjustments no adjustments to the plasma cutter, and we've cut sheet metal, aluminum, and we've cut 5/8 plate.
Yeah.
On the same settings.
It's a
So
very versatile machine.
yeah, it's hard to screw this up. I mean, I wasn't even able to do it.